Everybody here already knows the deal. A little red button pop up, and
There
guess
it
what?
is.
You
There
know
it
what
is.
that
We're
means? That
live.
means we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Pin the Gas podcast. And what an honor it is to have all these lovely people on today, right? So I got my man Mark Sherman, my man Daniel Shoemaker, and of course, Cora. What is going on, Cora? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. How about y'all?
I'm good. I've been looking forward to this ever since we met in New Jersey, right? So yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And I was just telling Daniel and Mark, me and you had a video chat. Was on there for like an hour and a half, and it was a proper time. It was good. It was really really good. So yeah, man. Let's get into this. I'm excited. I already know Mark's excited. Daniel's excited, and of course, Cora. And I see your doggies in the background again.
Yes,
Yeah.
the little white one. He'll pop up in a second to broadcast himself because he's like, it's all about me.
The
What
lap
kind of
dog.
dogs are they back there? I'm trying to see them and see what they are.
So the big one there, that's Cora. He is a South African Mastiff.
Wow.
So he's 180 pounds of just fluff. And a lap baby. The little white one that's currently running in
There he
to
is.
attack him, that's Alpine. We believe he's an American Bulldog. No idea. And then my old soul boy, he's laying down somewhere. You'll see him pop up. He'll walk up in a minute, probably to bark at me. And he's like a German Shepherd, Australian Shepherd mix. No idea.
Nice.
He's a Heinz 57s. The good boy. He's the good boy breed.
She said the Heinz 57. That's good.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. So, Cora Leonhardt, what is going on? What an honor. I said this before we went live to have you on. So yeah, let's get into it. Tell us the beginnings. Like, how did you get into motorcycles to begin with?
The motorcycles or the dirt bike side?
Let's start from the very beginning. How did you
Oh,
get introduced to motorcycles to begin with?
so it was like 2012, 2013, roughly. My parents found a dirt bike on the side of the road for sale, and it was just on a whim. Nobody in my family's into bikes. They had free wheelers in their younger age and whatnot, but they were just like, oh, let's get our daughter a dirt bike. She sucked at basketball. What else can we do? Just put her on this, she'll ride it. And 2 weeks later, we went to our first race. I sucked at it though. We were sitting there, literally, my mom and I looked at each other and we were like, why are we here? Like, I can't do this. I was like, I got lapped twice in 4 laps. I only did 2 laps. Okay. That's how bad I sucked. And then like a month later, we went to another one and we came home with a first and a second in the beginner's class with like a full gate. So it was like, all right, well, we'll give her a try. And it kind of just kicked off from there. And we went to Loretta's for the first time in 2015. And then we went back in 16. And then I took a break for a minute. And then we went back in 19. So we did all those minios and whatnot. And I've always had a street bike since I was 16. I had my motorcycle license before I could even drive a car. I don't know if they can do that anymore because of me, but I found a loophole and we decided, we're like, well, hey, they took our women's pro class away in motocross. And I was like, okay, well, I'm too small to make it in the men's in motocross. I was like, no, it's not happening. 108-pound girl is not going to do it. I'm sorry. It's just a factor. So we were like, well, let's give road racing a try. And the same week I ordered the RC is the week I got paralyzed. And it came in later that week. So I like ordered it like the Friday before I got hurt, and then it came in like the next Friday. So that was fun. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're doing a lot better than most people in your particular situation.
Yeah.
So,
I've been blessed. I shouldn't be here from the way my accident happened. I really shouldn't be here at all.
Yeah, you had some pretty extensive injuries, and to come back to where you are now, I mean, you're right. To see that list of all those injuries, I was like, wow. And to look at the X-rays,
Yeah, they can't explain it. And it's like, so like earlier this year in March, we were racing at Roebling, okay, and it's like we're like 2 months into racing at this point, and we're just starting out, so we're still figuring out like tires, suspension, and everything. So we have no idea what we're doing. And I actually high side and get ran over, and I actually re-broke my left femur, and I gained more feeling and function. So I went from like almost like belly button line like movement to like now I can move my hips.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I
they
got a
can.
all from
baseball
getting
bat
hit. So
awesome.
with me.
I
Like,
know. We
You
were
gotta get
like, how
over it.
it's
many
gonna
are
look
we
like a
gonna
scene
keep
from
crashing?
Goodfellas, but it's not. Like,
I was
we're
gonna
gonna
say,
like,
you did
everybody
another high
calm
side, and then
down.
you'd be,
This is
yeah.
this is consensual. It's fine.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
was like, I was like, all right, so how many more crashes until I walk again? It was our running joke. I'm like, no, I don't want to crash though, but like, why did it happen? I don't know, but it happened, and I have hip function and stuff now, so I can get off of the bike. So we progressed a decent amount after that. A lot of people were like, you should, call it quits. You've had your good start. And I was like, no, we're just starting. We are just starting.
Yeah, no, don't you dare stop. I enjoy hanging out with you at Weir races. Don't you freaking quit. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Joe after you. Quit it.
Hey.
Don't you dare.
That's right.
I ain't
That's right.
quitting. Trust me,
Good.
we'll be out there in March racing again for the Pirelli series, because we'll be
There you
doing
go.
that with the endurance, and then we'll be doing the Moto A.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Time out. This
For
one's
people
got
that
no
don't know what
Leonhardt.
happened,
Wait
for
a minute.
people that watch us that don't know what happened, because
Yeah.
then we're talking about an accident, and there may be people here that don't really know your story.
Yeah.
Just kind of, if you don't mind, just kind of go into what happened to you and your recovery,
Yeah,
so they can
absolutely.
appreciate how far you've come.
Yeah. So June 19th of 2022, so almost 2 years ago now, I was in a really, really bad motorcycle wreck. We all make dumb choices on the street, and we learn from them at one point. And I was riding. I just gotten released from surgery on this wrist from a motocross incident, and I was like, oh, well, I just fixed the R1. I was like, we'll go ahead and we'll go on this group ride with a bunch of our buddies. Like, no biggie. We'll just go out and have an absolute ball of a time. And we get out there, and I'm usually one of the pack leaders. Me and another dude usually transition, and we usually set the pace for everybody, kind of pick out the route, and we discussed it. And he was like, well, I'll start the lead. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So we start going out and riding, and it's just this one straight, but there's a bridge. Okay. And I made a really dumb decision to try to pass him. And he's also on an R1, but he's on a newer one. And I came over the bridge going like 190, and I caught air. And when I landed, I got head shake. Okay. Thankfully, motocross taught me, okay, apply the throttle, straighten it out. Cool. So I was able to fix that. No biggie. Fix that in absolutely no heartbeat. But there's a slight curve right after that. So I was like, all right, two options. We can either throw the bike, try to make the curve. I don't have enough weight to throw it. So I was like, all right, we're better off being hard on the brakes on the asphalt till we get in the grass, into the ditch. That looked very well maintained for the most part. It looked maintained at that speed anyway. So I'm probably like 186 going into the grass. There was not a lot of time to like brake more. And it was a pretty straight line. And I was like, tree line's pretty decent far away. We'll be good. No biggie. So I started just using the motor to help slow it down. I hit a rain trench. And the rain trench pretty much launched the bike and I into a light pole going at 180. And the bike and I finally separated. I flew another 30 foot and skipped like a rock on red clay, and then flew another 15 foot into briar bushes and conveniently a fire ant bed. So add insult to the wound. Um,
No.
yeah, so that was fun. So I had dead ants in my hair for like a week because you can't shower, so you're just stuck with it. But so when the accident happened, though, I wasn't scared. I didn't panic. I didn't scream at first or anything. I was just, because it was just silent. Like I didn't black out or nothing. So I knew exactly what happened. I was like, okay, this was bad. This was really bad of an accident. I was like, I am probably going to die. And it didn't scare me, though. That was the biggest thing. It didn't scare me if I did die. Because thankfully, thanks to my parents and their support, I lived my life the way I wanted to. They helped me support anything that I put 110% into. So we pushed for everything, and I lived my life the way I wanted to. And I was happy. I was content. And I know a lot of people struggle with that same feeling, but I was happy because I was who I am. And after a minute, I did like a small prayer for my family, not for me, to survive. Because I was like, it's up to somebody to decide that. But I did a prayer for my family that if I did pass away, that they wouldn't have such an issue or a hard time trying to move on from a situation like that. And I had a very spiritual moment. I believe to be my adopted grandfather that I grew up with. Mr. Bill was his name. My race numbers are for him. And I heard his voice. And I've never had something like this, and I just started crying after because I got a hug from behind and was told, it is not your time yet. You have bigger, better things to come. And I was like, okay, well, now we have to try to stay alive.
Now we got to fight like Sparta.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Smash.
fighting. It was
Yeah.
like, because I had a punctured lung, so I already couldn't breathe. I was losing blood. I had internal bleeding. Like, we had so much going on. And thankfully, one of my good friends, Michael Purvis, was a respiratory nurse. So he was able to like hold my neck in a certain way and apply pressure on my chest to allow me to breathe enough until the EMS come up. And they have like a whole story of like the chaos that came upon that. But without them there and my friend Taylor keeping me stable and making sure I stay awake because I was losing consciousness, without them there, I probably wouldn't be here. I honestly wouldn't. But yeah, in that accident, I obviously broke my back. They called it spinal obliteration. So I'm missing T9 out of my back. It's completely gone. And then all of the little nipples up your spine, all of those are gone. I completely shattered all of them. And then I broke 6 ribs on my left side. I broke all of was it 13 on your right side? I broke all of them. I had a completely punctured and collapsed right lung. I had internal bleeding. I had a swollen appendix and spleen. I broke all 4 metacarpals, as you can see the scars, and then the ulna and radius in my left arm, and then my left femur. The only head injury I got was a severed octave nerve in my right eye, so I don't have peripheral, but it's actually starting to come back. But I didn't have peripheral in this eye for quite some time. But we've came a long way. Luckily, I got accepted into a program at Shepherd Center here in Atlanta, and I don't think without them, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing at the extent I'm doing, because they really push you to get better. Like they want you to, in a sense, do as best as you can. And without them, I wouldn't. I don't know if I could.
So
honestly.
were you a spiritual, religious person before this happened? Was that part of your life, or did you just kind of you kind of thought there was, but you weren't sure?
Yeah,
Until
it's kind
something
of like
happened.
I believe that there is somebody. There's so
Mhm.
many different religions, and and I do believe I am a Christian and
Mhm. I
wholeheartedly.
am
But
too.
there's so
Yep.
many different religions, and there's so many different people that pray to different things, but I know there is something that created us, and we're all here for a reason. It's like, I don't know who though. It's just one of those things, and it's confusing at times. But it's like I always do prayer before I race, ride. I'm like, I don't know who it's for, but I'm doing it. It's kind of one of those things. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, understandable. Yeah, I mean, you experienced it, firsthand. Not a whole lot of people have that kind of experience. So.
Yeah, and every time, especially like the first year of being injured, anytime I told somebody about that spiritual experience, because I've never had one before, and to have that, I would cry almost every time. When I told my mom in the hospital what had happened, she was on her knees crying because she's like, no way, that happened. She was just baffled that I, in a sense, heard from him, because he passed away 2008 is when he passed away. So I was like 9 years old, but he was my buddy. I miss him.
Yeah, what a story, Cora. Like you're a huge inspiration to everybody in the sport, 110%, and you are the toughest girl that I've ever met in my life, hands down. Over any guy. I know guys that aren't even half as tough
It's
as
not
you
only
are.
just the toughness; it's the
It's not.
attitude. I think that
In
it
the
goes even
mental, yes,
more your
yes.
mental attitude towards
Yep.
in life, and
Yeah.
how you handle it. And
I believe
a lot
that
of
helped
people
me
just
a
sit there and
lot.
think,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah,
Because I was only 77 days out of injury. I was still inpatient at Shepherd Center. Okay. And I got back on a motorcycle because my friend Taylor was friends and helped out T-Bex, which is a disability racing team. If anybody, doesn't know that's listening. He had knew them before my injury. Like 3 months before I was paralyzed, he met them. So it was like weird timing, like everything's kind of fell into place in a weird way. But I had got my day pass, which is, something that I can take and I can like leave the premises with, your family has to go through to like training and whatnot to get it. So it took a minute. But there was a race at Road Atlanta with Weira for the endurance race and like their normal sprint racing. And we went up to watch. And Michael P, that one of the manager for the team, I kept, poking him. I was like, so when are you gonna let me ride? When are you gonna let me ride? My left hand's not even functioning greatly at this point still. And I was like, when are you gonna let me ride? Like, just kept poking. And he's like, all right, fine. He's like, at the end of the day, as long as we can find somebody with a suit and helmet you can wear, we'll get you on the bike. And I lit up and I started crying because I was so happy, because I was like, I don't know if I could ride again. I didn't know it was an option when I first got hurt, because we were like, okay, we'll sell the bike, we'll sell the gear and whatnot, because I was like, well, it's over. Our dreams to do the road racing was gone, and to get that opportunity to ride that bike that day, only 77 days after injury, I cried riding.
I bet. Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah.
All of us, everybody listening would.
I was
he didn't even get
I
hurt.
was racing that weekend.
Right.
I was there racing that weekend at Road Atlanta. I was there. I was a yellow plate racing. If I'd have known that, I'd have been like, look, take here, I'm done. Get out of here. This no. Like literally, I met you that weekend. That was the weekend you and I met and started, like, we're just hanging out. I was like, okay, cool. Good for you. Jesus.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm lost
God
for
bless.
words. Yeah, I really am. I mean, you
Like, I
are
got
a
nothing,
true
like,
inspiration.
That never happens. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that
It
just
don't.
doesn't happen. Like, it's like you and Doug Henry. That's it. Like,
Right.
shit.
Well, that race team was at NJMP with
that
you.
story. Goodness
and
gracious.
It's pretty cool how that paralyzed racing team came along. So, tell people a little bit about that team. So if they don't know, like, how many races do you do with them in a year? With because you were at North America, I remember them being there in New Jersey.
Yeah. So the bike experience, or T-Bex for short, So we are a team of disabled riders. It could be from paralysis, amputees, or you have like a nerve deficiency to where you have a hard time shaking and you need hand controls. So we pretty much help anybody that has a disability get back on a bike if that's what they desire, or wounded veterans. We help try to adapt bikes for anybody of any age, any injury. We're here to help them. But the bike experience, they had started the race team before I had met them, but they had started doing the endurance racing thanks to the owner, Michael. That was able to get some good donations, and they started doing the endurance racing because a few of the guys were doing sprint races like here and there, but they weren't like taking it seriously up until, they started doing the endurance racing. And then that year that I met them, they actually placed first in the relay race for the endurance racing with N2. But that's mainly what they focused on. But when I started racing with them, I did the ultra lightweight. It was either just me doing the endurance racing by myself, or I would have Joe, which is another team member on there. He would be my co-pilot, and we would tag team. I would do an hour, he would do an hour. But otherwise, I mainly focused on sprint racing because for me, I really like the battle concept, because in endurance you kind of fall into place like it's a practice almost. But no, they're really great organization, and I am so blessed to be a part of them because they have helped me along the way. They've helped so many other disabled people. Like, we're booked. They are booked for the whole year. Because they'll rent out like parking lots, like big parking lots, and they'll like take anybody. And we have adapted bikes, like ones that are automatic, if they've never really ridden a bike, or if they don't have, great hand function. We got cages around them, so if they do fall, they're not falling on the asphalt or getting stuck. Like, we have these specialty made bikes, and we'll book events throughout the year, and they would come to the events, and we'll get them on a bike for the day.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Did you guys ever collaborate? Do you do Vet2Track? You heard of that, Vet2Track?
I've heard of it, but I'm not positive or for sure on if they did do anything with them. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine, Jim Whittam, that actually runs it. He does a similar thing with the veterans. He gets them out there on the track, battling PSTD and all that stuff that goes along with the whole military life, right? So
Yeah.
he does the same thing. I think it would be awesome if them two would collide, them two worlds would collide, right? It would be
Yeah.
absolutely great. Again, what an inspiration. I mean, and then so it explained to everybody, because growing up in the sport, there's been European people over there in like a performance bike magazine. I think one guy had lost an arm and a leg, and so this is back in like '99. He was out there on the track, right? So what pertains into going to, in your particular case, in your motorcycle, what modifications do you actually got to do for you to actually race?
Yeah. So, in a sense, it's like almost every other racer, you do your basic modifications, wires and safety wire and, fairings, nah. But for us, we have to get the actuator, which can be a Pingle or a Translogic. They're a little electric shifter that gets connected to the shift shaft, depending just on the model. We used the Pingle this last year, but this year we'll be using a Translogic. So I'm super excited to see the performance on it under a great strain. I'm excited. Then you adjust the rear brake. So we'll connect a longer cable up to the handlebars and put a thumb brake or an extra, like a stunt brake in a sense. We'll put one up there for the rear brake. I didn't have one on this last year, but we're putting on for the bikes for this year. And then we're not strapped in any means, so we use custom foot pegs. Thanks to some people at the Army of Darkness. Shout out to them. They helped us design some magnetic foot pegs that were a huge success this year in comparison to our previous model. So they have little dimples in them, and those dimples will install magnets into those dimples, and then we'll have like cleats drilled into the bottom of our boots that are capped off, and those cleats sit into those magnets. So each magnet, at least the ones we put on my bike, each one's 100 pounds. So we got about 200 pounds of magnet on each foot. Now they still snag up for me anyway, because I'll usually drag my foot a lot, and we've had to custom raise our own foot pegs. Like we had to make our own brackets and raise everything and find the max lean angle for the tire. And we actually have to still add a strip of tape over my foot because I move around so much, my foot will pop up sometimes. So we got a good plan for this year, and I'm not gonna spoil for that one. We're gonna leave that one for a surprise when we get it done. But we did that for this year, and it was a great success. We didn't have any more issues with my foot coming off or anything. Unless it's the endurance race, because then I'm on a bike, for 2 hours, and something's going to come loose on my feet because we're just moving around so much. And then the part that hold our knees in, because we're not strapped in, we'll lay a cinch strap or a Velcro strap on the seat, and then they'll put us on the bike, and then we'll pull that strap over our legs and tighten our knees to the gas tank. And then the only other thing I did was add foam blocks on the gas tank, kind of like a gas tank extender, but ours are raised up to hold right on top of the knees to hold my knees in place. Because for me, when I'm getting off the bike, I'll like shift one hip or the knee into that foam piece to help support that leg into the foot peg to where I can get off of the bike properly and be able to know that, hey, I am stable. I'm not going to come off the bike. So once we figured out all that stuff, we had it going. Because I was like, all right, I can do this.
It's time to get some wins.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mama's happy.
Oh yeah, Mama was very happy. I was like, all right, we're cooking. All right, but we gotta start baking.
That's
okay.
It.
We gotta start baking.
That's it. And I'm getting ready to cook something good for all you guys and women out there on the track. So be prepared. That's right. That's good. That's awesome. So 2023, did you race it all in 2023?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the 2023 season, Cora. How did that go?
Well, like I said earlier, we had a rough start at the beginning because we were still trying to figure out everything because we're like no idea of anything. Because I was like coming from motocross, this is a whole different scene. There's a whole lot more into it. And I'm like, okay, all right, this is gonna be cool. So after we started developing some stuff, we started to win. And we started to clock off time. So I made a lot of people butthurt.
I can
This
attest to
year.
that. I heard the conversations. I was sitting there in the paddock and I'd hear
That's
people
awesome.
talking shit. I'm like, you're talking really? Shut up.
Yeah, right.
That's a really good thing.
I was like,
Yeah.
you're really gonna run your mouth against that? Like, come on.
Yeah, well, we had a few issues. So like I start in the back. Like I always have front grid because we were in
Yeah.
points lead. But I'll start dead last or in hot pit. Always, every single round, other than at Talladega. They'll let me start in my grid line, but all the way to the grass line, which worked beautifully. It worked
Oh,
perfect.
I was there.
'cause
I
then,
know.
yeah, because then he can step off and run. He'll literally run into the abyss of grass because he's like, I'm not gonna get ran over. He's like, I'm not dumb. So he'll run away, and those guys are awesome for allowing us to do that. Because starting dead last, especially when you have a grid of like 10, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks because I'm fighting from dead last, and especially we'll be mixed up with the SVs, and I gotta pass them to catch up to my guys, and it can be a nightmare. But we were able to come home with 8 regional championships and
Nice.
2
Well
second
done.
regions. Yeah, so we had a greatly successful year. Endurance racing, we did okay. We were kind of just doing it just to get good seat time and good practice. And it was a great experience because I got a lot of learning that I did in that.
Well, you definitely iron person that rode Atlanta got a lot of seat time. Shut up. You got 2 hours straight and rode Atlanta. All you had to do was go, I'm in, fill this thing up so I can go now.
Yeah. No, seriously, we did it there. We did it at we only had a teammate in like 2 or 3 rounds. I know one round was at Roebling, and then the other one was at Pitt. The rest of the rounds, like Summit and stuff, I did all those by myself.
Did you get caught in that rainstorm pit?
How do you like that track, Summit?
I love it. I like it.
Yeah.
I really like. Other than like I crashed. I crashed in that endurance with like 10 minutes left of the race. The tires were dead, and I already backed off pace. And I was like, okay, I should be cool. I'm good. And we go in one of the sweeping right corners in that back section, and the tires were like, bye. And I was like, oh,
is that the one after you come up the hill and you go over the curve and coming down into the carousel? That right?
No.
Or is that farther through the carousel already?
So sorry, there's a war going on.
Listen, I love it.
It's UFC in the background.
Honestly, Cora, listen, everybody. When I had a video chat with Cora, next thing I know, we're sitting there talking, and the white dog you guys see in the background just straight up jumped in her lap. It was awesome. So
I got my money on the white dog.
Yeah,
I got money on Krista's dog if you bring it in.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's the crackheads. Yeah, he's covered in drool now. That's great because he sleeps with me.
Oh,
yes, he's
Come
so
say hi.
buddy.
Come say hi.
Oh,
this is my Alipine. He's my little snuggle bun. Oh, there
he's
he goes. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go back. We fighting, and there's the big boy.
He's beautiful.
That's not a dog. That's a dinosaur.
Yeah, and I just got drooled on. Thank you, sir.
What do you feed the neighbor's kids?
Yeah, Halloween. I love it.
That's the dog from Sandlot. What are we doing?
I know, right?
That's Hercules.
Yeah, he's a big snuggle bundo in bed. Oh my goodness.
Anybody else walking in there looks like a snack. He's like,
I know.
Yeah, right.
You should have saw the people that came and delivered. I got a new fridge and dishwasher in yesterday, and dude, these guys' eyes when they walked in, I'm blocking the dogs because I was like, I don't want them to like freak out. Dude, their eyes went massive when they realized the big dog. They're like, oh, like
you
no.
Can put a saddle on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've joked around. They're like, you weigh like 96 pounds. Why don't we just throw you on Coda and he'll just be your little personal ride everywhere? And I was like, are you serious?
Yes, we are.
It'd be awesome to do a track walk on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Well, we'd have to figure out how old's the potbelly big pig that showed up at Motor America. You remember?
Oh, how old? Yeah.
How old is that? We can put you on that too.
Oh, good gracious. I don't know. How old was he? I think he was like 8 years old. He was older.
Okay, for everybody who doesn't know, someone racing Moto America, I think it was Twins Cup. I think he was one of those Twins Cup guys. Yeah. Showed up with this potbelly pig that looked to be about 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. This thing was huge.
They had a ramp.
The guy made a 10-foot ramp so that the pig could walk up back into the motorhome.
Yeah,
me, Cora, Joe, everybody in like that whole like ghetto customs like pirate crew. Like we're all hanging out. We're looking at this and like, what the heck just walked out? And then he said the guys like trying to like guide him up. It was great. Get a saddle. We'll put you on him and see what happens.
Hey, let's do it, dude. Let's make a big race.
We'll probably just get a ball and just throw it.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Noodles goes flying. Down.
Flying.
Hey, I think we may have just figured out a new rodeo like sport.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Do they have the kids on the sheep and stuff? Why not?
I'll put you on the Mastiff real quick. Like let's tie her up. Like let her go out the chute. Let's go.
Dude, Joe Fincher wants to make sidecar racing with wheelchairs. And I'm like, no. It's like the downhill for like mountain bikes. But he's like, let's do sidecars. And we'll have like a non-paralyzed person be the monkey. And then we'll use your wheelchair as like the main thing. And we'll like make a cage and everything. And I was
driving,
like, Joe, you're insane.
If you're driving, I will be the monkey.
Yeah,
100%.
I'd be your monkey too. For sure. Yeah.
Let's go.
Till Valhalla. Let's
go. Let's do it.
I will dress up as a Viking. Even though I'm cutting my hair in March, I'll dress up. I don't care.
110%.
So what's going to happen now in 2024? What are your plans?
Oh, we got some plans. So as of right now, well, literally last night, we finally got a Ninja 400. Let me tell you, they are impossible to find right now.
Can't find them.
Yeah, you can't find. Dude, I came across this one on Cycle Trader. Okay, it was a personal buyer. Okay, it had 47 miles on it, and she's had it for a year.
What?
She wanted 55 for it. And I was like, mine. I was like, I'm driving. I'm coming to get it. Like, that is my bike now. Like,
That's
it was,
motorcycle abuse.
yeah. I was
Facts.
like, why do you get a bike? But I don't blame her. So when we drove up there, and it's 5 hours one way to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
So that was a long haul for me because my back was like, ugh, I'm gonna murder you. But so we get up there, and dude, people can't drive in this area that she lives. And I'm like, no wonder why you didn't want to ride the bike on the street here. I was like, I don't blame you, but she is gonna come to one of my races this year, so I'm excited.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's all. I wish you'd have known. I'm right in North Carolina. I could have picked it up and brought it to you.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. I mean, dude, I'm like an hour from Greensboro. It's not a problem. But anyway,
But yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we got that bike for Moto America Junior Cup.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
as far as I know, we're in the clear to do it. The only thing that they told us I had to have was landing gear that's a non-penetratable item because they don't want somebody on the track when the grid starts. Like, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Completely fine. And we have a few different models, but I had to have the bike. We've been waiting for this bike for like 2 months trying to look for one. Like, I've had a deposit at a dealership here for a minute. Like, yo, what y'all look. Like, I don't care, used, new. I was like, I just need something with low mileage. That's all I need. I don't want a high mileage one. And that's all we kept finding. So yeah, when we came across that and we got that, and I was like, all right, cool. We ordered a bunch of parts, so we're super excited about it. But then we're also doing the N2 Endurance again, and then we'll run the Pirelli series with Weira as well, just because I had to keep it up with my club racers.
That's right.
Are you going to run the KTM for that, or are you going to keep with the Ninja?
50-50. So the Ninja is going to be in particularly for that because I don't want to put too much on it, but I also need to get good practice on this bike. But the RC fits in one of the classes because I usually race ED and F.
Yeah.
And the RC fits only in, or the Ninja doesn't fit in the F. So the RC races the F. So what I'll probably do is just do one race on the Ninja and then the other two on the RC just to keep the mileage down. But the RC is mainly for the endurance racing.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that amount of miles on the Ninja to do all that. So
hang out. When we get done with this, I'll talk to you about some of the tech things that people have said to us at Moto America.
Oh Lord, that's gonna be fun.
No, you're fine. Just things to watch for as you're building this bike.
Yeah, because we're not modding the motor or anything. The only thing we're going to throw in is a slipper clutch. I know they come with one, but for me, I really needed to function good, so we're going to put a better one in. But like, we're not cutting into the motor. We're just doing just a stock motor. We're just getting our feet wet this year, so we're not expecting too much. But we're going to do our best because we're going to attempt to do all 6 rounds of it. And our goal is to qualify and at least do well. We're not expecting, first or anything. We're just, it's our first year. They've never had a paralyzed person attempt to do a complete season. They've had one, but he was walking at the time he did it. So I was like, it's a little different, but they've never had somebody with this level of injury in a sense to attempt to do it. So
have you, Joe Pomeroy, have you talked to him about anything? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I figured you had, but I was just like, there's that name. And then there's a gentleman that runs track days with us. I can't remember
Tony?
his name. No, Eddie something. He's on a 636. He's we call him he is our enhanced rider. He does track days with us and he's in the same situation that you are. And Eddie's I'll message you on Facebook. I'll send you to him. Just be like, hey, this guy does the same thing. And then I've found there's another guy that was on a Tuono and blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But no, that's That's awesome. I'm pumped. I'm so happy. Oh, that's so cool.
I know. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. And like I said, and that's my biggest issue is I always place like high expectations for myself. And I have a really hard time with it because I'm like, yeah, we're going to get top 5, top 10. It was like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm like, I have to like step back and it's like, we're just going to do what we can. Like, I'm hoping for that. Like, that is my goal. But if I keep saying that, then I'm going to get disappointed if it doesn't happen.
Right. Get on the grid at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. Just qualifying, dude, that's it. Just qualifying is hard enough. So,
yeah.
Well, good. That's awesome. That means I will be able to hang out in Atlanta this year because I'll be there, and obviously I'll be at Jersey again. So
I'm coming.
Going to be there too. Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome, man. The whole gang's was going to be there. Mark, I don't know. Are you coming to Atlanta too, Mark?
Probably not Atlanta.
Okay,
maybe Mid Ohio would definitely be at Jersey.
All right. Well, Jersey's going to be a big blowout, right? Is
that guy got that new asphalt too?
I know.
I was like, ooh, because I was worried about that track when I first went up there, and everybody was complaining about the bumps, and I'm like, ooh, we might have to skip that one. I was like, I don't know about bumps. We ain't gotten that far into the technology of like stuff like that. We've just figured out that, yeah. So we're hoping that we're not going to have too many bumpy tracks this year, just so we can get the technology figured out. That'll be better.
That's probably one of the best tracks. I mean, not saying they're bigger crowds, but they just get more involved. It seems like NJMP has always been like a blowout.
Yeah.
Road Atlanta can get crazy. It's not nearly as much fun as it used to be, but the crowd's coming back.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
But y'all ain't had me there yet, right? So when I show up this year, it's gonna be proper mega. You don't even know.
Look, y'all weren't there for the.
Would have went. What year was it? It was 2022. The year I went up there when I was still able-bodied.
Yeah.
Like I was there for the Moto A around, and I didn't know anybody. We were just there. We rode our bikes up, so I rode up on the R1 and whatnot, and just went up there and watched. And we met a few people, and I was like, I can do this. I can do this because we went up there to kind of scope it out, see what it was like, and I was like, I can do this.
It's a lot more attainable than people think.
Yeah.
It honestly is. Like when everybody, like when I first started, like everybody, like in a sense, like talked down to me about it. They're like, nah, you just need to stick to club racing and stuff like that. And I was like, I mean, that's cool if I can't do Moto America, that's one thing. If they tell me no, it's gonna suck. But I was like, we'll still ride, and hopefully down the road they'll change their mind. But no, I was like, no, we're pushing for this. It was my goal prior injury. It's still my goal now. It might not be quite the same as it would have been able-bodied, but hey, we're still doing it.
Facts.
You're doing it. That's what counts. You can't listen to everybody.
No.
I mean, I think when they talk about more is when people come in their hands and they're like, yeah, I could be a Jay Gagne. Well, not really, but
you really can't.
Yeah, on the PlayStation.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah,
like, oh, I can do this. This is really easy. I can just get on the bike and I can win the regular races. Yeah.
Okay.
You hear that a lot in the crowd, but
I know everybody says it. And it's like most people like prior injury. People would try to race me, and I'm like, I don't know about all that. I was like, we shouldn't do that. But we make dumb choices. But no, it was this year in particular. We just, or this last year, we grew a lot, and I made people realize I was like, I'm not playing around. I don't play around with stuff like this. I was like, one, it's too much money, and two, I have too much of a passion and drive for it. Like we're going full blown. Like we're gonna do everything we can to achieve this because without riding, I don't know where I would be right now, honestly.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Well, good for you though. That brings up. So Chris and I always ask guests. So on an off day, what's an off day for you that doesn't have anything to do with racing? Like what shows do you watch? What movies do you watch? What's kind of like a down day for you?
A down day would be like going to the gym, hanging out with the dogs, going out with family, trying to do stuff with them. I like to go to like random little road trips to places and just try new things. We've always liked doing that. Like we're very spontaneous people. We don't plan anything. We just do it. Like we'll be like sitting here on like a Friday night or something, and my dad will be like, "Hey, do you want to go whitewater rafting?" Like this was still like a legitimate thing. Like, "Hey, you want to go whitewater rafting?" He's like, "We would need to leave like now to be there for the next day." And I'm like, "What?" I was
Like, you've been
"You."
sitting on the couch Googling this for the last 5 minutes. Hey, you know what? Let's go whitewater rafting.
And we did. We drove up to Tennessee to go whitewater rafting. The most fun experience, though. Like, hands down, amazing.
Where did you go to the Ocoee?
Yeah.
Oh God, the Ocoee's legit. Yeah, the Ocoee.
Yeah. No, it was so much fun, and the guy, like the person that like in a sense like did it for us. Dude, he was so cool. He was having so much fun because like we took it serious, like full on. He's like, he's like, I didn't want to try to dump y'all because he's like, y'all were like doing it good. He's like, y'all need to do this professionally, and I'm like, nah. I was like, I don't know what's in the water. I can't see in the water. I'm good.
Yeah, there's sharks down there. I'm good.
Worst thing
you
you're gonna
never
catch
know.
is a snapping turtle. That's it. You're fine.
Hey,
You like that, didn't you, Mark?
snappy,
There's sharks down there. I ain't
turtles are my thing, though. I'll let a turtle snap me.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like turtles.
Well,
I'm a
wait,
big
you
turtle
just got
fan.
hip feeling back. We're not trying to mess anything else up, okay?
There you go.
Look, I wish I had my little Rossi turtle. I got a VR46 turtle in my other room. Yeah. Next time I have you on, Cora, I'm gonna have it in here so I can be like, look, here's my turtle.
Hey, turtles. I mean, seriously, like I got turtle galore everywhere because that's always been our thing.
Favorite Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo.
Love it.
I just loved his attitude growing up in the original cartoons. I'm like, yes, Michelangelo, you are my personality. I love it.
Yeah.
And they
So
love pizza too. So
Me too.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's your favorite food if you have to go to your go-to?
Japanese, honestly.
Okay.
I like Japanese style. So I like a lot of sushi or like
Good choice.
put me on the spot. Like the
Like
little.
hibachi? You like it when they cook in front of you?
Well, I don't care about cooking in front of me. It don't bother me if I just get it on a plate or they cook in front of me. You know, the little plate thing. Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's nice. But no, I like the. Good gracious! It's like the steamed. It's in a rice cake, but it has usually like pork or chicken in it.
Like a dumpling?
Oh, a dumpling.
Yeah, a dumpling. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but yeah, a dumpling. So I like
Hot
pork
dumplings.
dumplings. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are my favorite.
Yeah.
I love those, but I like sushi. Like I said, Japanese style.
Now,
Yeah.
sushi or California roll? Because people that do California roll.
Sushi.
Okay, good.
California roll is too white
not
girl for
sushi.
me. Okay,
Well,
that's
it's
not
not.
sushi.
It's not
That's just
California
fried.
rolls imitation crab meat, avocado, a cucumber,
Yeah.
rice,
Well,
and
sometimes it's not even imitation crab meat. It's just a cucumber or whatever. And
right.
people
I
will
won't
be like,
put any
or a
meat in
Philly
it.
roll,
Yeah.
right? A Philly roll with cream
Philly roll.
cheese. Yeah, right. The Philly roll. I mean, let's be honest. I ain't
Or
gonna
like
lie.
the crab rangoon.
The
Is that
crab,
called
yeah, right.
Is
I
that
like
the
a
loser
Philly
roll
roll
now? The Philly
because I
roll?
like cream cheese.
Yeah, so do I. But I like it when they like use like actual crab or
Me
lobster
too.
in it. It's
Yeah.
really
Yes,
good.
yes.
Like
And
when
it's
you
gotta
find
be
a like a
real
legitimate
wasabi.
place.
Yes.
Oh well, I can't do spicy. I got a northern tongue too much. It don't
Okay.
like me.
Well, I eat the wasabi then. Yeah, I got you on that. Yeah, I got you on that.
He's just shaking
That's
his
good.
head.
So listen, Cora, celebrity crush. Who is Cora's celebrity crush?
Ken Roxon.
Who is it?
Ken
Ken Roxon.
Dude,
Roxon.
he just
Interesting.
podiumed like the other day. Good
Yes,
for
he
him.
did. Yeah.
Kickstart Kenny.
Dude, I have a story. So we were
Oh,
at
here we go.
Spring Creek MX, well Millville, up in Minnesota. And we were up there for the pro round, but they had the amateur day after, and I was on 85s. I was slow as heck. I don't know why we did this, but we decided we were going to stay to do the amateur round, and we watched the pros and whatnot because I'm really good friends with Aaron Plessinger and all of them because we all grew up racing together. And yeah, small world.
I am a massive Plessinger fan.
His attitude is mint. He was like that younger.
I'm telling him that guy's in a cowboy hat and long hair, no matter what happens.
Dude,
I
it's like
love that
the interview with what tires are you running? And he was like, I don't know what I'm running. I just get on the bike and I race. And I was like,
Love that
yes,
dude.
yes.
I love that guy. Love that guy.
I was like, awesome. But so we were up there racing, and conveniently, like the path back to the track from where our campers and stuff were is his rig. And I don't know why that they do this, but man basically stripped just into his underwear. And I was like, I think I found my thing now. I think
Good
I know
for
what
you.
I like now.
Good for you.
Oh, love
So yeah, that's always been my celebrity crush. I've never gotten to talk to him, but I've just stared, like, yep.
it. Daydreamed. You're like,
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Good for you, baby.
I
Good
guess
for
we have on with us today.
yeah. Oh, where'd he go? Oh,
Yeah, where is he?
took him. I had Jorge Lorenzo sitting right here, but
No.
He fell
yeah.
down.
Yeah, he's
He's not
not here.
I'm
Missing
not
in
making that
action.
joke. We're not doing it. No, I'm not making that joke. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I'm not doing it. So, Cora, books. I just got done. Me and Daniel, we're real big into audiobooks. He's actually turned me on to
Oh, Lord.
Adrian Bourdain, right? So I listened to his, which is really good. Matthew McConaughey, The Green Light. I just got done. Holy shit, what a fucking book.
That's a good one.
Really
Yeah.
good. If you're into like drug cartel, IndyCar racing, let's sell drugs and support my car racing.
Randy Lanier.
Listen, that book, and I told Mark too the same thing. It'll blow. It's one of those books where like, oh, I buy audio books. So I'm like, I'll give it another 5 minutes, right? Because I'm not reading it, so I'll just read one more chapter, right? Next thing I know, it's 45 minutes, and I'm looking. It's like 12 o'clock. I got to go to bed, right?
I've done that numerous times because I'm a
Really good
huge
book.
book nerd. Like in my bedroom, I have a stack of books, and I've been
Give it to
getting
us. Let's
older.
go.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed books, but I'm more into like the action adventure,
Give it to us.
fantasy,
Let's go.
romance type.
Okay. Well, what you reading
So-
right
Let's
now?
go.
Oh Lord.
So give us some of your favorites.
Oh, so that's
Your high recommendations.
hot. Well, it depends on the type of reading that you like to do.
Whatever.
It
Let's
don't
go.
matter.
So probably Court of Thorns is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little more. Well, the beginning of the series is just more adventure, but then it kind of turns into like this whole romance thing. And then I'm in book 4, and it's great. It's a good book. It's hard to explain.
Oh, have you read The Night Manager? Do you know about that?
Yes, I've read the back of the book. I'd seen it at Barnes and Noble. I've read the back of it, but I didn't get it.
You need to read that.
Do I need to get it? Okay.
Well,
I'll get it.
or like read that, and then it's Tom Hiddleston. It's a Tom Hiddleston series on Amazon.
Okay.
Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie. Like House.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Read the book, watch the series. It is amazing.
Huh.
Like
I
The
will
Night
have to
Manager
do
is
that.
legit.
Yeah, I will definitely have to do that.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
My guest the other day said the TV show Reacher is a really good one, and books is Cocaine Godmother.
Yeah.
I've heard of that one, yeah.
Me too. I haven't read it, and then I'm actually gonna download it, and then 12 Rules for Life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard of that one.
No. I'm almost done with. I'm currently listening to Zen and the Art of Maintenance of Motorcycle Maintenance, or whatever it's called. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That book.
y'all keep
Yeah,
talking.
I got a lot of those books. I have so many of those books, and I was given some of the motorcycle ones because all I had was motocross.
Yeah.
So like they gave me some of those, so I've read all of those. I got my little pin notes throughout it because I like highlight sections and I'll pin it and add like an idea next to it. Like, yep, this is kind of what we're looking for and set up, and like I have like all of that set up to where that shark box is right there.
Yeah.
The helmet boxes.
I
Yeah,
see
it's right there with my notes and stuff there.
The Basic Laws of Human Stupidity.
I would think that book would be a lot bigger than it is.
It's literally it's
Not that big.
It
It's
should be
like
a
80
dictionary,
pages.
okay?
Yeah,
It's 80
sounds like
pages.
War and Peace.
Oh no, it's 80 pages. This is literally like somebody, like an Italian guy's college thesis, but it is hilarious. It is masterful. It is like literally like the. It's literally I read it probably once every 3 months. It's
I'm gonna
awesome.
have to, yeah. I'm gonna
But
check
again,
it out.
that way you guys can remember.
The basic laws of human stupidity.
So you have to
right?
read it. I can just go out in public and get it in 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Right,
walking
just look around.
sure,
Me
but
driving to
it's-
North Carolina. Okay, you see a lot of stupid people on the road.
drive through Nashville right now and then come talk to me.
I'm
Okay?
I'm good. I already deal with Atlanta on a basis because all my
Right.
doctors are up there. So I know Koala. Like I told you, he was gonna start coming up
Hey,
to the
I
park. He's
seen that,
demanding.
yeah.
Come
I
on.
see him back there. There
Come
he
on.
is.
Come say
buddy.
hi. Come here, Koala. Koala, come here. Well, the other two are gonna push him away. Come here,
You're like,
Koala.
you're not getting on camera.
Mm-mm. You ain't getting the spotlight.
He's thinking about it.
There
There
he
he
comes.
comes. There he
There he
comes.
goes.
No, Alpine.
Alpine's
No.
like, nope. you ain't getting
Alpine's
No.
like, I'm jumping in the lap.
No. Oh, I got my sweater. They're a mess.
Yeah. So listen. As you're showing the dogs, man, we've actually had some comments come in, and a lot of them are Dial. Dial says, "What's up?" My man Chris Gladden says, "What's up, everybody?" Of course, Cameron Myers, Chris Lewis. What's going on, mate? He's out there based in the UK. He's a big supporter. He's on here all the time. So yeah, absolutely. Junior Bean says, "Cora pretty fast on the 85 when we met you."
That's I grew up with his daughter racing, and we had some great battles together. And then she got really big into cheerleading and whatnot. And then I stopped seeing them at our local races, which is sad. We lost a lot of our friends throughout the years in racing. They kind of got out of it, and it sucked. But it's great to know that we still stay in contact for the most part.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then Dow Brinkley, everybody knows Dow, right? What He's awesome. He says, "Good evening, Chris. My gal Cora, main man Mark, and ND Daniel."
I hope he's feeling better. I know he's had
Yeah.
some health issues there. Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, he's.
I was
he's
thinking
awesome.
about you there, brother.
Absolutely. Good
There's
stuff.
there's a war going on.
Oh,
Over
I
see
can
that
see
I
it.
right
see. It's awesome.
I got 5 on the white one.
I
Listen,
got 5 on the right one.
DraftKings says that it's the they're
It's the
real.
white
They're going
one.
at it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey,
This is my life.
oh,
It's
but
awesome.
you wouldn't have
And they
What a
just
life.
make noise, okay? I don't know if you could hear it, but they're just noisy.
Oh, trust
Just
me.
talking to each
No,
other.
we can hear. That's
Yeah,
awesome. What are you
Let me
talking
bring
about?
Cruz in here. You want to hear some noise, right?
You should. You didn't wait. Listen, you didn't do it last time. Now that they're on here, bring them in there for just a second.
All right, let me go.
He didn't do this last time.
Oh, Jesus
His
Christ.
dog
Here
is,
we go.
is nuts.
Right.
You have to see this dog. He's so funny. But now
The
he sees
dogs
your
are
dog.
nuts.
Yeah, but now he sees your dog. He actually might. He'll talk. He won't stop.
He will want to have a conversation with one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm for it. Hey, Koala is gonna be our track boy for this next year. So
Sweet.
So Koala, I had him. He was my OG. I've had him since I was 17, almost 18. I got him for I wanted a dog for my birthday. Okay, leave me alone. But so we adopted Koala, and like the first weekend that we had him, we dragged him to a race. He's never seen, dude. This dog was terrified of everything. Like where you put him is where he stayed. He didn't move. He was just petrified. But he was used as a bait dog and stuff prior to us getting him. So he's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And we just threw him at the track. We're like, you're either gonna like this and it's gonna work, or we're not.
Here we
So,
go.
oh Lord,
Come here.
That's a big old boy.
oh, that's a big boy.
Big boy.
Come on.
I don't know if you'll see the other dogs.
Yeah, so that's Cruz's thing every day. He's got to give hugs to everybody.
That's a
That's
big
the
boy.
little white dude. He's the
He's a
same
big
way.
boy, yeah.
Little white dude's ass. That little white dude's like 95 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But no, so like Koala, we would take him to the motocross races, and my parents, when I turned 18, they stopped coming to a lot of the races and whatnot. So it was just him and I. He was my co-pilot. Like my Ford Ranger seat was just his hair. Like nobody sat in his seat. That was his seat. So we would go to the races. He's an off-leash dog, super chill, loves everybody and anything, would just roll over and let you just obliterate his stomach, just rub him. Like he just loved attention. But he knew when I would go onto the track and he would walk to the spectator area. I hear him.
He's like, let me out of this room.
He's singing
like,
for
let me out.
you.
Yes.
He's trying to.
does.
He is singing.
Listen,
But
go ahead, Cora.
He wants out of that room.
He
right
wants
now,
out of that room.
is
He's
what
like,
it
let me
is.
out.
He's barking at that door handle. He's like, if I had opposable thumbs, I'd be out of here.
he's like, let me out. Yeah, teach him how to open a door.
He always wants in, and now he wants out.
I know. But no, so Koala would walk to the spectators area all by himself. Nobody would follow him. Nobody would lead him. He would just walk up to the spectator area and watch. No joke. He would sit there and watch me walk right on the track and then walk back to my truck when he knew I came off. So finally,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So finally, my parents finally came to one of my races. And no joke, my brother was like, well, don't we need to put a leash on him? And I'm like, no, just wait. So I got on the bike and I go onto the grid and whatnot. And my parents, they're grabbing their stuff and Koala just starts walking. And my mom's like, follow Koala because they've never been there before. And she's just like, well, follow Koala. Koala knows where he's going. And he's slipping between people's campers and stuff. And they're like having to walk around all that because everybody knew him.
That's great.
But so they found out. They were like, no way. And I was like, yeah, he's my OG co-pilot. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how we got the Chewbacca character.
Right.
Because literally, George Lucas had an Alaskan Malamute that would sit in the passenger seat of his Camaro as he was driving around. And this Malamute, I've seen pictures of it. It's a 195-pound Alaskan Malamute.
Oh.
So it's a humongous dog.
Yeah,
so it's George Lucas and this 195-pound Alaskan Malamute driving in a Camaro, like a 68 Camaro. And he goes, this is how this is going to work. And now we have Han Solo and Chewbacca. Literally, that's how it went.
I love. So, Cora, are you Star Wars fan?
I am. I'm a nerd. So
me
yeah,
too.
literally.
Me too. So I'm a big Star Wars fan, right? So listen, what Star Wars character would Cora be?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. What would you think?
Me? Oh man. Well, okay. Listen. You would not be a Jedi, but you would not be a Sith. You would walk that middle line to where, I could stray off of here and do this, or I could stray off of here and be good too, right? Because
I could see that.
I would follow that same path, for sure. What color lightsaber would you have then? Because that's a big deal, right? Everybody's got the purples and the silvers.
No,
and the
one person has the purple.
One person. Yeah. You're right.
Probably if they could do
any
it
color.
blue.
Yeah, any
blue.
color.
Blue or teal.
Teal would be cool.
Yeah. That's the mild
pink.
color seat. Nah, I ain't that girly.
No.
I'm not that girly. No.
I like
everybody kept trying to shove pink stuff on me, and I'm like, I don't want to be listed as that. I said it's funny coming off of the track and nobody knew who I was. So like in particular, okay, this was a race in motocross. I was working for a bike dealership here in Macon called DNA Cycles, and his son raced as well. But he was racing in Florida, so we drove down. Okay, I've never raced with these guys, and I just cut my hair short. Like, I mean, it was short. It was like chin length. Like, it was just short. I was just like, I went to the hairstylist. I was like, just chop it. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. Just chop it. So that same weekend, I went to this race, and it's a little local race. It's not AMA or anything. So nobody knew who I was. I never left the pit. I never nothing. I was always by myself. So, but when I would go to the staging and whatnot, I never took off my helmet. I never spoke. And I'll be honest, I look like a little kid, teenager, like a little boy with my helmet and stuff on when you can't see my hair. Like, I'll be honest, I don't got assets, okay? I don't have assets. That was given to my sister. So
I love it. Cora, you're awesome. That you're fucking awesome.
So they had no idea I was a chick, okay? So I go up there, and I'm like, I don't know any of these people, so I don't take my helmet or goggles off. So these goggles are tinted, so you can't see nothing other than what I'm wearing and just how abruptly short I am on this, YZ250. Like, I could barely reach the ground. Yeah, it was YZ250 two-stroke. I loved it.
Yep.
I'll let you.
Dude, I get on the grid, and I didn't know the track really, so I'm like 3 out, like 3 to the left of the doghouse, and we're just packed because I raced 3 different classes. This was the 450 C class, and it's just stacked. And I was like, okay, this will be fun. This will be fun. I was like, I might get a good battle or two. I pull hole shot and gap them. Yeah. And they still didn't know who I was, okay? So I go back to the paddock and whatnot. And the next race was the women's. There was only like 2 other women, so I didn't really do anything. But then the next race was 250C, Alpine. Can you stop?
They're double teaming him right now.
Yeah, they are. My poor
It sounds
koala.
like Alpine. Alpine was
He's
on the
getting
podcast.
stereo there.
Yeah.
He's getting the right and the left.
Yeah. So I get warned by a vet because word got out that I was a chick when they realized I raced women's. They had no idea. So this vet walked up and was like, hey, there was a lot of talk. And they're like, he's like, I'm 99% sure they're going to try to take you out. Because I'm just a random person getting into a random series like midway through. And they're like, we're going out for blood. And I'm like, oh. I was like, well, good to know. Good to know. So I go out. I get in a great battle with this other guy on a Husky. Alpine, can you stop? Sir, please. No. What do you want?
Awesome.
So I get in a great battle with this one dude. Yeah, my children.
Yeah.
They're but I get in this great battle with this dude. Him and I battle for first, like hardcore. Like we're back and forth through the whole track. But he wouldn't jump this huge quad, and I would. I was just like, screw it. Why not? So I would launch it, and I won that one. Then the 450 second moto came in. Get on the grid, same thing. The vet's staring at me like, hey, like you really need to watch out. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, No joke. I'm going down the straight, and I was pulling hole shot, and dude, I just felt like somebody just sideswiped my swing arm, and I just high-sided like a mofo going straight. Like we weren't even in the corner yet, and I just got creamed. I didn't race the rest of the day. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I had my fun. I was like, I got work, Monday.
Right.
So, yeah, that was an experience. So I get a lot of like, is that chick? But I never wear, a lot of girly colors or anything. So there's no Q points in it.
Oh, and I can attest to that because you were in white and black. And then was it a Zarko helmet or Zarko
shark
or
helmet? Yeah.
So I was like, I was following you at Tally a while back. And I'm like, oh, there's Cora. Okay, I'm not going to be a jerk. Fine, whatever. Get her down the straightaway. It'll be all right. So it's like hearing that, I'm just like, given the history that I have in whatever competitive sport that I've done, I'm like, keep up. That's all I can say. But anyway.
Yeah, because like this whole year with Weira, my buddy Caleb and I. Okay, yeah. He's on an R3. Him and I battled like the whole year up until the end of the year. I
remember watching some of y'all's races. I was like, oh, this is about to get fun.
Yeah, like him and I rolling down the straight to the finish line, and we're seriously like, I got videos of this. Like we're neck and neck down the straight.
I heard about that race.
Yeah, no, like those ones are so much fun. Like we really get into it. It's because Roebling's his home track, so we really battle.
Yeah.
But once we figured out a lot of the the adjusting on the bike, dude, I left. I started
Hey,
to check out, and
good.
it sucked. It sucked. But then I started having the battle with the experts, like at Atlanta. So Atlanta on the grid, I'm starting in the hot pit there. But what they would do is when my class is coming up, he would let me go. Because he's like, by the time it's completely clear and then he lets me go, he's like, you're like 10 seconds behind then. So what he would do was let me out right as my class is passing.
Are you starting? Okay, I vaguely remember this. You're starting where George is sitting, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
right where he's sitting with the board, letting people know when they can get on and off. Yeah, right there at that track. Yeah. So I mean, it's a decent, and I get no run up that hill. So we're starting on a dead stop right as we're about to incline. So it was super cool that they would test stuff with us and see what would work really well, and that worked fantastic. Because I'm not stupid. I stay to the far right. I'm like, I'm not getting sideswiped, and I
Thank
look.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I look and I'm like, all right, good, we're clear. But I would get out pretty much to right where my grid position would be right behind experts. So I'd be up there in the experts, and I started battling with them, and I had so much fun because we didn't move up to expert, this last year because I was like, I don't want to start dead last and have to pass 2 classes to get to mine. I was like, that's going to be really hard and we're going to get really disappointed this year. And I was like, you know what? We'll just stay in the class that they want me to stay in, and we'll just run it. Because I didn't want to stay in, the beginner class. But we were like 4 rounds in, we're like, all right, we'll just stay and we'll just finish out the year because we were still trying to figure out the landing gear whole thing.
So for everyone who is listening who hasn't been to Road Atlanta, and the conversation Cora and I just had, I'm sorry, Cora, I'm doing this for the podcast, but like,
you're fine.
it's a little inside baseball where I'm talking, where she's getting let out is where the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit is done at Road Atlanta. So when you cross this line with Superbike, Super Sport, whatever pro class is going, they're to the stop trying to go up this hill. And it's on a little bike. That's a legit hill.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to start from there is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, trying to go up this hill and then trying to go into the school of fish that is the start of whatever race that's going on at Road
in the chicane.
The chicane.
Yeah.
And then we have to, and then the fire.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, the race before that, I was like happy. I was like, I'm done racing for the day. I was like, thankfully.
I was the next race after that.
Oh, so you had to wait.
I was literally waiting, and then they said, we're not doing this anymore. I was like, and my buddy was in that race. I was like, oh, God. Anyway, we're done with that.
Yeah, that was a whole
thing. You and I are going to go back and forth with weird stuff all night.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So let's say you got a race day coming there. How do you prepare for the race? Like, what do you eat? How do you get yourself mentally prepared for the race?
Yeah, any like weird nuances.
You got to turn your socks like 3 sizes, inside out.
Inside out. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, absolutely. What's our lucky trick?
Yeah, your lucky trick.
So, surprisingly, okay, this was our first race at Talladega, like the one he was talking about early. I had our first day racing. I had won all 3 of my races. Like, we were super pumped, excited. At the end of the day, and this is Saturday, at the end of the day, one of the track workers by the farm corner, if anybody knows Talladega GP, there's a little farm corner section.
Farm West. Was it Eliza?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Blonde girl?
No, it was a young gentleman.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. So he had walked up, and I had no idea that this was a thing in this area, but they have 4-leaf clovers like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. Like, you can find them. And he handed it to me. He's like, I already know you're having great luck with it, but he's like, here's this. He's like, I want you to succeed. And we taped it on the speedometer dash on the bike, and it stays there. I have not taken that off, and I'm hopefully gonna meet him again, in March at Talladega.
Have you seen him since?
I had seen him the last race at Talladega, but he was in a different corner.
I I will make that happen. Don't worry.
Okay, because I was like, I need one. I need one for the Ninja now. I need one for that bike.
Oh,
too.
we can make that happen. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I'm 110% prepared for it. Like I needs it. I needs it now. But no, so for me to get ready, it really comes down to like our crew. So like my best friend Taylor and his son Kyle, those two are my main two go-tos that love coming to the races, and we've been friends for like 3 years now. They're basically my family, but they come over, we get the bike in the house. I currently have a bike in my kitchen, like right over there. It's sitting in the kitchen.
As it should be.
Yeah, I know, right? If you want a woman in the kitchen, put a motorcycle there, and I'll be there all day.
All day.
You know, all day I'll be in that kitchen.
Love it.
So we would bring the bike in because I don't have a garage or anything, and it's cold. I was like, I'm too broken to be out there in the cold. So we would bring the bike in, warm her up. She got to be warm. And we would work on it and get it prepared, and then we would roll it back out, load it up in the trailer. There's Koala.
Yeah.
There he is.
It's my old sword. Yeah. So we would get that, and then usually like I'll start cleaning up my diet that week of. I eat relatively clean for the most part, but I cheat. I got to.
What's your cheat food to go to?
Oh, way too much steak and potatoes. Way too much.
Steak's not a cheat. The
Medium,
potatoes
I
gotta be
hope.
a little bit.
Medium,
The steak's
medium
not a
rare.
cheat.
Medium rare, absolutely, dude. If you eat yours well done, you need to
That's
get a
my
mental
wife.
check.
Listen, that's
No.
my wife.
I will tell you
Every
what.
time I cook steak,
Oh,
it's
that
like
hurts.
30 minutes
No.
each side. Yeah,
that's
Chris.
an assault
ridiculous.
to the chef. Like
Yeah,
No.
a chef will throw you out. A good chef will not cook
Yeah.
you a well done steak.
no,
He'll
No,
throw you
'cause
out of the
because
restaurant.
he's like it won't taste as well. Like no.
Right.
Facts. But I got to ask my
Um,
wife one, otherwise she won't eat it. But which might work
No.
out in
I'll
my
cook you a
favor,
shoe.
right? I'll put a brat on there. How's that? Right? You need a
That
brat.
I'll
would
get you a
be
baseball
me.
glove. Let's have
Yeah.
some.
I'll
We'll
just
do that.
throw a brat
Hey,
on
hey,
there.
hey! I can make some boss ramen dough. Okay, I can make some good ramen.
Okay.
The egg and all. Yeah, I good at it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try
Poor,
that, 'cause I
poor
love
people.
a ramen.
All my money goes to the bike, so I'm a poor person. A ramen, but so no. The week of, I'll clean up my diet. I'll actually eat Chef Eats from Jeff. Oh
That's my
yeah.
dude
That's the
right
man.
there. That's my
So
Jimmy,
I,
big
the
I
shout
knew
out.
man.
him from racing
Yeah.
streets and stuff. So like he was always a great friend doing all that. And this year, he's helping us out with some stuff for the following year, or this following year. This year now, I keep forgetting we're in 24 now.
Yeah.
But no, so he's helping us out with that, and so I'll clean up my diet, start drinking a bunch of water. So we'll introduce a lot of creatine.
Mhm.
That holds water in your system.
Yeah.
I've loved doing that, especially like during the endurance races. Like I will absolutely down that, and I don't get dehydrated or anything during the endurance races, and I don't take a sip of water or nothing in my hour marker. Um, and then we'll load everything up, and we're usually always late to showing up to the track. It's like almost like the middle of the night, or like the times where Barber closes the gate close. We're like showing up as it's closing. I call us last minute
Rookie.
racing. Yeah, it's last minute racing. Okay, leave us
Hey.
alone.
I got locked out of Barber one night. No.
They all feel that like one particular time they almost did, and I was like, look, I needs to use the bathroom. Our camper does not have a bathroom. I was like, I can't. You don't have an accessible porta john out here, so you need to. We gotta figure this out. I was
Did you
like,
put
I'm not.
the Borat accent on there with it too, or like what are we doing?
Well, he was mean at first, and I was like, dude, I
Nope.
was like, I'm being nice. And I was like,
Hey.
you don't come at me like that. I was like, that you're gonna start something you don't want.
Hey, you got issues. I will give you people you need to talk to. Don't worry. I've been working that. I have been working.
But he
Holler
let
at
us in and whatnot, because I'm not a cheater. I'm not gonna cut corners or anything. I pay my dues, as long as I remember them. Okay, as long as I remember. If I don't
Holler at me.
remember, then yeah.
Holler at us.
But yeah, so we'll show up to the race, and then we'll just have our, every person's routine. It's anything in particular, other than just our extra additives about, when we get to the track, how we're setting up the bike, the basics, getting me in the suit. because I usually do that by myself. I don't need help with any of that now. I used to. I've gotten way better at getting in and out of a suit. Let me tell you, it's a workout. Okay, you get your pre-workout before you even get on the
You're
track.
right,
Okay,
She's getting suited up an hour before so she can take a
Suited
nap
and booted.
afterward.
That's
Yeah.
it.
dude, Shepherd Center made one of my therapy sessions of me getting in and out of my suit. We're talking this is a brand new suit, okay? Not even broken in, and it's not even tailored. So like certain parts are like tighter than the other.
Well, it's a nightmare to begin with.
Yeah, and I don't have an undersuit or anything, so I'm just doing it in like regular clothes. And there was one time my therapist was helping me get it up because this is like the first time we're putting it on. It's no joke. My mom has a video of it. She picked me up and dropped me, so I like face planted into the mat. Like,
Yes.
and my mom has a photo of me just laying there, and I'm stuck because my arms are like halfway up it, so it's like right here at that awkward point, so you can't like move. And I'm like, help, like, help me.
Just random quick question. How do you not? Okay, I'm assuming you have undersuit sponsorship now.
Yes, with 64
Okay.
degrees. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like, there's no way on God's green earth you don't have that help now.
No, I met them at the Daytona for the Moto A round this last year, and I met them at their booth. It's sweetest people there, an amazing company. I've loved working with them, and they were able to like get me an undersuit with my name and stuff on it. And I was super pumped. First time I wore it, dude's suit just went on like butter.
You're like,
Like
yes.
butter. I was like, oh
Yes.
yeah, we got it. I was like, dude, this thing's sick. And I was like, why doesn't motocross have this?
Right?
Like, why doesn't, honestly?
Yo, hey, Fox just unveiled some like One Piece thing.
I saw
I've
that.
seen
That
that.
looks
I had to ask my
sick.
motocross buddies. I was like, "What is this?"
You don't
It's a
have to worry
onesie.
about your
It's a motocross
jersey
onesie is what it
untucking.
is.
Yeah, your
Scuba
jersey's
suit.
not untucking or nothing. Because I literally, Riston Grigg, one of the races,
Yep, I know
at
Riston.
Minios, yeah,
Good
at
God,
Minios, his pants were coming down. So he was racing like with his pants like
When his
halfway
plumbers
down.
crack. You're
Yeah,
like, hold up, dude.
yeah.
Like, bro, all right, Gucci man, I'm gonna need you to pull your pants up.
Right,
Like,
right.
What you doing?
Yeah, so this is Minios, so it's not like a little race or anything. I mean, it's like a full on like we're this is national level. So like yeah, that was funny because we grew up racing and stuff together. We trained at Moto X compound, so it was we know each other. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
real
but
quick.
that would solve that issue though. So
Yes,
Hey.
it would. The onesie would. Yes, I
Yeah.
seen it, and I was like, yeah, I would wear it to bed. I ain't gonna lie, right?
No.
because they have that
Look, Daniel's
silk
like,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
material.
Yeah. You never know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No, we ain't
So,
doing that.
dude, Paul McKee, what is up, man? He says Cora was rolling last season. Would definitely be pulling for you a Moto America.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Hey.
And then I have
Absolutely.
one by Taylor Live. I don't know why it didn't pop up
That's
here. but-
Taylor Lively, yeah.
Yes, so big shout out to her. She said, proud of how she and I were able to get so many tracks to work with us on her launching techniques. Definitely
Yes.
grateful for all their support. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That it's proper. So listen, man, we're almost an hour and 30 into this. Let's
Yeah.
listen, Cora. What an honor it is to have you on. We'll definitely do a part 2 of this for sure.
Hey,
so
I
need you
am
to stay
for
on.
it.
Yes, we have so much more to talk about.
Oh God.
Yes, absolutely. So listen, Cora, I need you to tell everybody that is listening to this now, that's going to listen to it on Spotify or Allheart or Podbean or wherever they're going to listen to it on, how they can find you, how they can support you, how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. So I do have an Instagram, and it's Cora88MX. I kept it from motocross. I ain't changing it. It's my OG. I'm keeping it.
OG,
Okay.
triple OG.
I just realized my wheelchair's like way away from me.
What?
The dog's playing pushed my wheelchair away.
I mean, okay, so the gaming chair you're sitting in, does it have wheels on it?
No.
Oh,
That's
no.
hilarious.
Text message.
Yeah. Luckily, my mom literally lives like an acre away because like I
Oh,
built
you're
my
fine.
house on like one of her properties. So like I'll call her and be like, yo, I need my wheels. You know,
Right.
I
too
need you to come help
too
me out
bad-
real quick.
bad he's not trained to get it. You know, that would be nice.
That
You
would
need
be
a golden
awesome,
retriever.
wouldn't it?
We got
I
to
know,
train him
right?
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Too bad. He not that smart. No.
Well,
No, seriously. You should have
well,
seen
no,
us trying to teach him to sit.
I was trying to. I had a joke formulating, and it didn't formulate quick
Oh,
enough.
okay.
So it's
No.
like, forget
Yeah,
it.
I got
It's
you.
over. We're done.
Well,
But
Cruz ain't that smart neither. Trust me. Yeah.
Especially me. I'm not that smart either. It's fine.
hey, we race motorcycles. I mean, we're
Yeah,
all
we're not the most
addicted to
intelligent
this.
people on the
No,
planet. It's fine.
no, not at
We're
all.
bike
You know,
smart. That's
it's
it.
not. Yeah,
Right?
we're not
bike
that
smart. Yeah.
smart, but we're like motorcycles. You know.
Oh God.
Ah,
Oh,
what is that?
The stories I could tell you that
Right.
corroborate that.
Oh, I see somebody's asking how old I am. I am actually
Yes.
24.
Yep.
Yeah, like 24 as a 99, baby.
Child.
I know.
I
As a
don't even say
baby.
how old I am.
It's okay. Now I look really young because now I'm even shorter.
Did you just hear what my wife said? God damn it! She come in here and said, "Old as shit."
I'm going to the store and then
Look, hey,
All right.
Chris. The only
Can you pick me
got
up something while you're at the store?
touch more
I know,
gray
right?
Yeah, babe.
in the beard than me. That's all I got. All right.
Yeah.
That's
I'm the youngest one here then. Wow.
You see
It's
this
okay. I
face
feel
right now,
90.
folks?
Okay. I wake up in the morning and I gotta stretch. I gotta slowly crawl out of bed. Like it's a
Yeah,
lot,
I'm the
especially
same
with
way.
him. He's hard. He makes me late
Yeah.
to work a lot of the time.
Hey, in the great words of Indiana Jones, it's not the age, it's the mileage. Okay.
There's a lot of miles.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the other places you can reach me is on Facebook. I got 2 different pages. I have my Snappy Strong, which is basically from my injury all on up until now. It's pretty much all the same. I post onto different stuff. You just failed tackle.
It's great.
Dial's awesome. That's
He
good
gonna
stuff.
start making shit up. It's
Yeah,
fine.
he is.
That's awesome. And then I have like my regular Cora Leonhardt. I also I have my personal and my public account. So if I don't add you as a friend on my private account, I'm sorry. But you can definitely follow me on everything. But majority of all my stuff's public. I ain't got nothing to hide. But yeah, you can follow us on me there. You can also help us by either donating to the bike experience at tbags.org. Or if you want to help me in this weird, outrageous journey of Moto America this year, and you're willing to help a noodle out, go ahead and just reach me out via any of my social media accounts, and I'll try my best to stay on top of responding to the messages.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
listen.
definitely.
You guys heard it right. Reach out, support her. First season of Moto America. Can't wait to see all her accomplishments, and I can't wait to see her again and get up. And real quick, my dad told me to tell you hello, Cora, and Rossi did too.
Hello.
Yes. My dad. I told him because my dad he flew in. What's today? Tuesday. He flew in Sunday and he's leaving tomorrow. So I was like, dude, I got Cora on the podcast. He's like, it's about fucking time. That's what he told me. It's about fucking time, right? So
I know. He was so amazing when I met him at New Jersey. He is such an
Yeah.
amazing person. I loved conversating with him in that cold, rainy weather. I was
right.
miserable. I was just bundled up, and I'm like, this sucks.
And listen, everybody, I kept trying to say, Cora, do you want a jacket? I give you my jacket. Do you need an umbrella? She's like, no, I'm good. And I was like,
Shoot,
okay.
paralysis. Okay,
She's
you
good.
lose sense of like
That's
temperature.
what she told me.
Yeah. So like, unless it's like freezing, but I have to like pay attention because like my legs will go purple like instantly, like icicles. Yeah.
Word
So
of
like
advice to everybody: don't ask, just do it.
That's what I'm gonna do next time I see her. I'm wrapping her up. I'm bringing a blanket just for you in Atlanta. I got you, and in Jersey, especially in Jersey, I got you, 110%. But yes, listen, Cora, part 2 is coming up. Everybody, just stay tuned. What an amazing. Listen, your story is amazing, Cora. I love you
Thank
to
you.
death. I'm so glad that Ryan Snooks, big shout out to him, introduced me and you together. It was proper. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Perfect
listen,
time. Everything's fallen into line beautifully,
Right,
and
it
I've
is.
loved everybody I met. The community is amazing.
It is.
So I'm happy with all the support and love from everybody.
Me too. It's overwhelming for sure. So listen, Mark, do you have anything?
No, I just I really appreciate you coming on. Can't wait for part 2.
Yeah,
It's
I
an amazing
appreciate
story,
being invited.
and listen, everybody that can help out, get in touch with her. Let's help her out for her first year in Motor America.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy one. Just getting the bike set up is going to be a fun treat those next few weeks of, what are we, like 8 weeks out from Atlanta?
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see all you guys. Man, listen, when I show up at the track and I'm hanging out with you guys, I don't care about the racing. I just want to hang out with you guys.
Shit.
I know,
My
right?
time with you guys,
Well,
right? Cora, I'm gonna give you your time to
to
go out there and get those W's, but when you come back, yeah, we're gonna be chatting Cathy
Chilling.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You already know in the
Mhm.
pits. Daniel, is there anything you want to say before we get off of here?
Absolutely not, Cora. I'll message you in about whatever. It's no big deal. But yeah, no. Everybody needs to follow this one and help out as much as you can, because this one. Yeah, she's legit. Let's go. Come on.
Let's do it.
Y'all heard
Noodles
it, right?
on.
Noodles.
Everybody get their noodles. Bowl of noodles. We're doing it.
I'm going to bring you a hodl of pool noodles.
Dude, I'm for it. We were debating, like, no joke, the bottom half of my
let's do
suit to get ramen noodle print on it. Like, we so debated on it.
I will find an Ivan Orkin thing, like stickers and stuff. And I'll put
next
little
podcast
rat.
will come up with some nicknames like cup of noodles, ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. Yeah,
we'll
you can
figure
call me
something.
whatever. Noodle.
Hey, the
Racing
last
you too,
race
Dale.
for endurance, we because I raced by myself and I decided I paid for it myself, but I called it noodles instead of noodles. Noodles.
That's awesome. Noodles. I like it.
Noodles.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, no, I love it. So
yeah, me too. So yeah, listen, everyone. I say it all the time. You guys see it on Facebook. I always put the post out. I appreciate everyone. What an honor it is. Real quick, I gotta give a big shout out to the Clothing Kings, my man Martin Adams out there in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me a code, one of these barcodes where he's actually our merchandise.
I don't have one either, Cora. It's fine.
Yeah. They're the turtle. So our merch is actually going to be on his website, so all you guys can go and buy whatever you guys want. Maybe even some turtles. You never know what's going to pop up, right? So yeah, listen, this episode will be out on Spotify and iHeart and all that good stuff tomorrow. But again, thank you guys so much. It's an honor to always have everyone here all the time.
Absolutely.
It's
been a great appreciation.
Everything. Yes. And Cora, I love you. Thank you so much. I can't wait for part 2. You are simply amazing. So everybody,
absolutely,
go out there, love her, support her, buy her merch. She don't have one right now, but she will have some.
Oh, I'm
right?
working on it. We got
Absolutely.
stuff. We got stuff in
I
the
can't
books
wait.
now.
You already know I need a t-shirt or a hat so I can wear it on the podcast. Mark and Daniel too. So yeah,
I need a t-shirt with a wheelchair with a motor on it. That's what I need.
What about the one that we've been wearing this last year with the wheelchair and the flames that says,
Look,
oh my goodness.
Say this, and I've seen it, and I didn't get an opportunity to purchase one.
Because they were the team members, but we got some that we're gonna put out.
Like, I can roll the tire warmer really well. Okay.
Hey, we need the help as much as we can get this year because it's literally just gonna be between Taylor and I and his son.
You and I will chat.
So,
we'll
chat. Listen,
okay?
Listen. Just stay on with me when I end this, and we'll conversate about this. Okay, Cora. All right. So yes, listen. Thank you guys so much. Dude, listen, everybody that comments all the time, I see the same people. I see new people. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you again to my man, Mark Sherman. It's an honor in this lifetime to have him as a really good friend. And same thing with my man, Daniel Shoemake. Thank you so much, as always. And Cora, girl.
Yeah, God bless. Seriously.
I love
Thank you guys.
I really do. I can't wait for part 2. Until then, everybody knows me. I'm Chris the Show Simcoe, my man, Mark Shermdog, Daniel Shoemake, and Cora Leonhardt. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You didn't butcher your name.
I didn't. You heard that? Yes, let's go.
I'll do it if you need to. It's fine.
Awesome. All right.